Hey ecofictologists, my name is Lovis and welcome back to my channel. This is my last episode of 2020, which feels like it's come around really quickly, but at the same time it's been a long time coming. It's episode 39, which sounds like a lot when you think that it covers 9 months of time, but doesn't sound like a lot when you take it just as a number. It's quite a paradoxical year, but hey, achieving anything weekly in 2020 is pretty good, so I'm gonna take it. Last week, YouTube sent me an email saying your year in review, and that inspired this episode. I wanted to share some stats with you. So at the time they sent this email, so it was before my last book review of The Lamentations of Zeno, I had uploaded 736 minutes of content. I had gotten 421 likes. I had 93 comments and gained 151 subscribers. By now it's 164, which is quite a good rate of increase in the last 10 days. I'm quite pleased with that. I had 3,180 new views, and all in all, viewers had spent 12,115 minutes watching my videos in 2020. Those are quite staggering numbers, some of them. And I'm going to add another stat. I now have 6 patrons over on Patreon, and I made a £32 donation to Love the Oceans, a wonderful marine conservation organisation working out of Mozambique, and I used my remaining £19 to buy 2 books. Oh, another stat, over on the Discord server, Rewilding Our Stories, that I run with Mary Woodbury from Dragonfly Eco, we now have over 40 members. That's pretty cool. And a personal stat, I've read 30 books this year. I set myself the goal of 25 over on Goodreads, and I thought, oof, two books a month, that's quite a lot. Some of you bookworms won't think that's very impressive, or that 2 books a month is a lot. It's great to be you. I can't read that fast. I've gone through a definite lull in the number of books that I've read in the last couple years. I blame Instagram and Pinterest especially, so I'm quite chuffed with 30. As it gets towards the end of the year, we might tend to look back and decide, whether it was a good one. We would look back on what we've achieved, either personally or professionally or whatever. This year, I think we might skip that step, but I'm pretty proud of those numbers and of managing to make the most out of this dumpster fire of a year. I did an episode when I passed the 6-month mark, talking all about my motivations for starting the channel and how my motivations have changed in the course of running the channel. So I won't talk about that again, but if you're curious, you can always go and check out that video. What I do want to talk about is something that I've reflected on and realized that I've overlooked, that I've not given enough attention to, and something that I definitely want to improve on next year. The true resolutions are coming in the new year. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but I definitely wanted to address this before 2020 runs out. The biggest thing I need to improve on, and many of you might have clocked this already, is that I need to expand my geographical horizons and not only feature ecofiction from North America or the UK. There have been a couple of exceptions, but on the whole, the majority of the books that I have reviewed, and indeed the people that I've invited onto the channel for interviews, have come from one of those 2 places. And I have enjoyed every single one of those interviews. I was so happy to have the chance to speak with those people, and I enjoyed the books that I read as well. Don't get me wrong. This does reflect the ecofiction market a little bit, but that's not an excuse. I don't want the market to dictate what I feature on my channel. The opposite, in fact. I want to broaden horizons, so I need to start with my own, because those market trends are a result of unequal opportunities to get into the main market for those other countries. They do not reflect a difference in quality in the stories. They just need more attention. I am aware of it, so now I need to do better. I need to make the same effort that Mary Woodbury has made over on Dragonfly Eco with her series Round the World in 80 Books, which she talked about during her interview with me, so you can go and check that out. It's lots of fascinating stuff in there. I need to actively search for ecofiction works that tell stories from a very different perspective, that might be experiencing the change in our environment or just the base relationship with our environment in a very different way. They're incredibly important perspectives to highlight, especially because during my conservation and ecofiction series, I focused so much on the importance of highlighting different perspectives and hearing different voices, so it would actually be incredibly hypocritical of me to not apply the same expectations to myself. So I acknowledge that I can improve and I will improve. I wanted to make sure I addressed this before the end of 2020, because if there's anything that we've learned this year, it's that we need to confront and acknowledge inequalities and biases in our institutions, in our societies, but also in our own behavior, and then do what we can to change them. So that is exactly what I'm doing. This channel has played a huge role in keeping me sane this year, and therefore by extension you, my viewers, my subscribers, the people that I've interacted with this year have also played a massive role, so thank you very much for that. I'm going to take a little break over Christmas. I think we have all earned one. And I will be back in the first week of January with a new video. And after you watch that one, hopefully you will know me a little bit better, because I'm going to let you into a whole other part of me and my life. So here is my spiel for the last time in 2020. Let me know any thoughts that you have in the comment section below. I always love hearing from you, and be sure to subscribe and like and click all the buttons so you get notified every time that I upload new content, which is on Wednesdays. It will stay on Wednesdays. If ecofiction has tickled your fancy this year, why not join me and Mary Woodbury over on our Discord server called Rewilding Our Stories, a safe and supportive community where you can explore ecofiction in all its wonderful, multifaceted glory. We've been starting to get to know each other and sharing some resources, slowly building up some community. So if you want to be part of that, the more the merrier. If you like what I've been doing this year and want to support me doing it, then head over to patreon.com/ecofictology and become a patron. Your monthly donation of whatever size is massively, massively appreciated, not just by me and my bookshelf, but also by Love the Oceans, the wonderful marine conservation organization that I mentioned before. So that's it for me for 2020. I miss you a Merry Christmas. No, I wish you a very Merry Christmas. I hope your stockings are full to bursting with books from your TBR lists, and I hope you go into 2021 with more hope and optimism than we've had this year. And I'll see you on the other side, ecofictologists. Merry Christmas.